Hi, I'm Fiona. Most days I can pretend I'm just another 20-year-old college sophomore with normal problems like midterms and roommate drama. My tiny off-campus apartment might be cramped, but every brick in these walls represents freedom I fought hard to get. You look like you barely slept again, my roommate Mia says, sliding a coffee across our kitchen counter. Bad dreams? Just the usual. I roll my shoulder instinctively, feeling that familiar ache that never really goes away. The doctors said it would heal completely, but some injuries leave invisible scars. 3 years ago, I still lived with my mom, Janet, and my stepfather, Rick. He came into our lives when I was 12, all charm and promises. Mom thought she'd found her knight in shining armor after my real dad took off. For 2 years, everything seemed fine. Then Rick started drinking. It was the little things at first. Criticism that cut too deep. A grip on my arm that left fingerprints. Mom always looking the other way, making excuses. "He's just stressed about work," she'd say. "Don't be so sensitive." But that night 3 years ago changed everything. I was 17 and had come home late from studying at a friend's house. "You think the rules don't apply to you?" Rick's voice boomed through my bedroom door at midnight. The lock gave way with one kick. I texted Mom I'd be late. She said it was fine. My voice sounded so small. "Don't lie to me." His face was twisted, unrecognizable. What happened next plays in slow motion in my nightmares. The first punch knocked me against the wall. I remember looking past him, seeing Mom frozen in the doorway, her face blank as he grabbed my arm and wrenched it backward. The pop of my shoulder dislocating sounded like a gunshot in my ears. "Stop! Please!" I screamed, but he was already shoving me hard. I collapsed on the floor, vision blurring. "Clean yourself up," Mom whispered after he stormed out. "Don't make things worse." I left the next day while they were both at work. My shoulder throbbing in the hastily made sling, I took a bus to my grandmother's house 2 towns over. "You don't have to tell me what happened," Grandma Lynn said, her eyes taking in my bruised face and the way I cradled my arm. "But we're going to the hospital." Dr. Harrison asked questions I couldn't answer, took pictures I pretended not to see. "This isn't your fault," she said quietly while Grandma was filling out insurance forms. I nodded but didn't speak. I stayed silent for months afterward. Finished high school living with Grandma, got a scholarship, and escaped to college. I told myself that distance was enough, that silence would keep me safe. But last week, my 14-year-old brother Alex called me crying at 2 a.m. "He hurt me, Fee, just like you said he would eventually." And suddenly, silence isn't an option anymore. I couldn't sleep after Alex's call. By morning, I was a jittery mess of caffeine and rage. "You look like death warmed over," Mia said, finding me hunched over my laptop. "What happened?" Rick put his hands on my brother. I should have known this would happen. Mia sat beside me, her expression hardening. "You can't blame yourself, but you can do something about it now." "Like what?" Nobody believed me before. "Did you actually tell anyone besides your grandmother? File a report?" I stared at my coffee. "No." "Then that's where we start. You still have Dr. Harrison's records, right?" I nodded. The doctor had given me copies of everything. Medical reports, photographs of bruises, her personal notes documenting my injuries inconsistent with reported accidents. "Let's go see her again. Build a paper trail." 2 hours later, we were sitting in Dr. Harrison's office. She looked exactly the same. Silver-rimmed glasses, no-nonsense bob, eyes that missed nothing. "I wondered if I'd see you again, Fiona. I kept your file." "My brother called. Rick's hurting him now." She leaned forward. "Has he been examined?" "Not yet. Mom's still with that monster making excuses." "The pattern continues then." She pulled out a business card. "This is Officer Rodriguez. She specializes in domestic cases. She'll believe you." On the drive back, Mia grabbed my hand. "You're not alone this time. We're building a case." I called Alex that afternoon, making sure to use the code word we'd established so he'd know to speak freely. "Can you get to the park tomorrow after school? The one with the broken swing?" "Yeah. Mom and Rick both work late Tuesdays." I need to see what he did to you. Silence stretched between us. It's not as bad as what he did to you. That doesn't make it okay. The next day, Alex showed up wearing long sleeves despite the warm weather. When he rolled them up, finger-shaped bruises wrapped around both arms. A yellowing bruise marked his ribs. He said I was slamming doors. Alex's voice was flat. He said I was disrespecting him. I took photos with my phone, my hands shaking. I want you to come stay with me and Grandma Lynn. Mom would never let me. Then we make her see the truth. I drove straight to my childhood home, Alex fidgeting nervously beside me. Mom's car was in the driveway. You don't have to come in, I told him. Yes, I do. Mom looked stunned when she opened the door. Fiona, what are you doing here? I pushed past her into the living room. We need to talk about what Rick's been doing to Alex. What are you talking about? Alex, what lies have you been telling? I pulled up the photos on my phone. These aren't lies. Mom's face went pale, then hardened. Boy's roughhouse. He probably got those at school. Like my dislocated shoulder was from falling down the stairs? Stop covering for him. You've always been dramatic. You never gave him a chance. He's hurting your son. He disciplines him when needed. Something you could have used more of. I felt sick. I'm getting Alex out of here. You have no right. He's my child. And you're failing him, just like you failed me. That night, I called Officer Rodriguez. 2 days later, I had a digital recorder disguised as a phone charger installed in Alex's room. We're going to get everything on record, Officer Rodriguez assured me. Every threat, every sound, and then we're going to nail him. Officer Rodriguez spread files across her desk, each labeled with dates going back 15 years. These are complaints filed against Rick that never went anywhere. Lack of evidence, witnesses changing stories. You know the drill. I flipped through the papers, my stomach churning. So he's been doing this for years? Before your mom, there was a first wife, Vanessa. She filed 3 domestic disturbance calls, then dropped everything when they divorced. Is there any way I could talk to her? Officer Rodriguez tapped her pen thoughtfully. Officially, I can't give you her information. Unofficially, she works at Belmont Community Hospital. The next day, I waited outside the hospital staff entrance. A woman matching Vanessa's description from the file photos appeared, looking a decade older than her 40 years. Excuse me? Are you Vanessa Porter? She tensed immediately. Who's asking? I'm Fiona, Janet's daughter, Rick's stepdaughter. Recognition flashed in her eyes, followed by pity. Oh, honey, what did he do to you? We sat in her car, the heater blasting against the chill. He dislocated my shoulder when I was 17. Now he's hurting my brother. Vanessa nodded slowly. Started with shoving, right? Then grabbing too hard? Then one day, something snaps? Exactly like that. Did you ever try to press charges? 3 times. Each time he'd cry, promise to change, get my family to pressure me into dropping it. Eventually, I just ran, left everything behind. I need more than running. I need him stopped. You'll need hard evidence. He's smart about keeping his rage behind closed doors. Did anyone ever witness the abuse? His brother Mark walked in once. Rick convinced him I'd attacked first. Family always covers for family. Back at Officer Rodriguez's office, we formulated a plan. These are wireless mics disguised as normal household objects. This one looks like a USB wall charger. This one a smoke detector. This one a pen. And they'll record everything? Audio and video. We place them strategically throughout the house. But we need a reason for you to be there installing them. I took a deep breath. I'll tell Mom I want to reconcile. That I miss the family. She'll buy that? She's desperate to pretend everything's normal. She'll convince herself it's true. If he gets violent, use this panic button. I'll have officers nearby. 2 days later, I stood on my old porch, heart hammering. Mom answered, eyes widening. Fiona, what a surprise. Hey, Mom, I've been doing some thinking. Maybe we could talk. The hug she gave me felt desperate, clinging. Inside, nothing had changed. Same floral couch, same family photos where everyone was smiling lies. I've missed you so much. We both have. I swallowed bile. I've missed you too. And I've been unfair to Rick. Maybe we could all have dinner? Start fresh? While Mom made coffee, I placed the charger mic in the living room outlet, the smoke detector in the hallway, the pen on the kitchen counter. Rick will be so happy. He's always said the door was open when you were ready. Is it okay if I use my old room, just to freshen up? In my bedroom, I placed another mic inside the air vent. Through the window, I could see Officer Rodriguez parked down the street, monitoring the feeds. That Sunday, I arrived early, helping Mom in the kitchen while checking that all devices were still active. Alex gave me a confused look when he saw me. "What are you doing?" "Trust me," I whispered, pressing a small receiver into his hand. "If things get bad, press this. Help will come immediately." Rick arrived home at 6 sharp, freezing when he saw me. "Well, look who's back." The prodigal daughter returns. His smile didn't reach his eyes. "Let's eat," Mom said nervously. "I made your favorite pot roast, Rick." We sat around the table, a parody of family dinner. I waited until he'd had 2 glasses of wine. "So, Rick, I wanted to talk about what happened before I left." His face darkened instantly. "Ancient history. Best forgotten." "I don't think Alex has forgotten anything." Rick's fork clattered against his plate. "What's that supposed to mean?" Rick stood up so fast his chair toppled backward. "You've got some nerve coming back here spreading lies." "They're not lies. Show him your arms, Alex." Mom jumped in. "This is supposed to be a nice family dinner. Let's not ruin it." "Yeah, Alex. Tell your sister she's crazy." Rick's voice had that dangerous edge I remembered too well. Alex looked between us, then slowly rolled up his sleeves, revealing fresh bruises alongside the healing ones. "You ungrateful little—" Rick lunged across the table. I hit the panic button in my pocket as Rick grabbed Alex by the shirt collar. The front door crashed open before he could land a punch. "Police! Hands where we can see them!" Officer Rodriguez led the team, badge out. "Richard Daniels, step away from the boy. This is my house. You can't just barge in. We have a warrant based on evidence of domestic abuse. We also have you on camera right now assaulting a minor." Rick made a break for the back door but was tackled by an officer. As they cuffed him, he thrashed and screamed, "You set me up, you ungrateful bitch, after everything I did for you." Like dislocating my shoulder or terrorizing a 14-year-old? They took Rick away while another officer interviewed Alex. Mom collapsed on the couch, mascara streaming down her face. "How could you do this to our family?" "I did this for our family. For Alex. For me. For the wife before you who he also beat." 3 weeks later, I sat in the courthouse as the judge denied Rick's bail request. The recordings caught him not only hitting Alex, but threatening to kill both of us. Multiple counts of child abuse, assault, terroristic threats. "We're looking at 8, 12 years minimum," the prosecutor explained. Mom didn't show up. She'd been calling me daily, alternating between begging me to drop the charges and screaming that I'd ruined her life. "Your Aunt Carol won't even speak to me. Nobody at church will sit with me. My own mother is helping you take Alex away." "You watched while he hurt us, Mom. You chose him over your children." Grandma Lynn helped me file for emergency guardianship of Alex, which was granted. He moved into her spare bedroom while I stayed in the converted garage during college breaks. "How are you feeling about everything?" Mia asked one evening, watching Alex shoot baskets in the driveway. "Like I can finally breathe, though I keep waiting for something to go wrong." "Nothing's going wrong. You got evidence, you pressed charges, you testified, you saved your brother." Dr. Harrison connected us with a support group for survivors. I started attending weekly, bringing Alex to the teen sessions. 6 months after Rick's arrest, he took a plea deal for 7 years without parole. Mom finally filed for divorce, but still blamed me for destroying the family. "You didn't destroy anything," Grandma Lynn told me over breakfast. "You rebuilt it stronger." Looking across the table at Alex, laughing at something on his phone, his eyes clear and shoulders relaxed, I knew she was right. Some broken things shouldn't be fixed. They should be completely rebuilt, and that's exactly what we did. What would you have done if you were in Fiona's position? Confront your abuser and risk losing your remaining family, or keep silent to maintain the peace? Would you have forgiven your mother for choosing your abuser over you, or cut her out of your life completely? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Everyone's perspective on family loyalty versus self-protection is different, and your experiences might help someone else who's struggling with a similar situation. If this story resonated with you, please give it a like so others can find it too. Subscribe to see more stories of resilience and justice being served. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is speak up.